Oh, yikes.
You're shaking over there.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Father of Ice, Daughter of Fire. We are reviewing Game of Thrones chapter by chapter. Sammy's a first time reader. I've read them a few times, and we are currently in Daenerys III, Bran IV, and Eddard V. So with Daenerys III, we last left off with her. She had just got sold off. She got sold into marriage. She has to marry Khal Drogo. They consummated the marriage, and Viserys is now waiting for his army so he can go get his rightful seat back at being the king.
Right.
Well, what did Dany 3 bring us?
Well, like before when I left off on her, I was thinking like, oh, you know what? She'll be like, all right, because like at the end of that one, her and Drago like were having sex, which like ew, gross, because she's a child. But
Right.
like I guess I don't even know if it's not for the son, but like assuming that it is, like I was like, oh, she's not as bad left off as I thought. But then this one starts off with like they're I think traveling to somewhere, and she's like not complaining, but she's like sad because of how sucky her life is right now. Her legs and her butt like are sore because she's riding the horse all the time, and like Drago like doesn't talk to her, ignores her all the time, and only comes to her room at night for sex. I was like, what? Like, you serious?
Yeah.
And then she says that she's like alone all the time besides for Mormont, right? Is that how you say his name? And then like her 3 servants, but like again, she's mainly like alone, and she has like no one to talk to, and that's so sad. So yeah, she's basically just saying like how alone she is, and how like Viserys is just like sticking with them until he gets his army. So that's happening, and then I forgot when, but like randomly she's like super sad, but then she has this dream about like a dragon literally like torching her. And I'm like, oh man, this is a horrible dream. But she was like, no, like in the dream it doesn't hurt. And it like after that she like feels stronger or something. So then she wakes up and she just feels better, I guess. And then moving on, she like the blisters and everything, like they start to go away, and like her skin is like hardened and everything. And
I always hate interrupting your train of thought, but I think little things I'll probably forget to ask you. She has the dream about being in fire, and that like makes her stronger. Have they ever talked about her in heat before? Like, I'm not sure if I'm conflating the show with the book. They definitely do the show where she gets into like a scalding hot bath, and she's like, "No, this is great."
No, yeah, that's later. She does get in the bath, but no, you're good. You're good. I wasn't gonna mention it, so I'm glad you did. But
okay, right.
Yeah. There was also this other moment when they're like walking to or riding to wherever, and she's with Mormont, and she tells the Mormont to like tell the other guys like stay back, like I want to ride this section like just by myself and be alone. And so he's like, yeah, you're the queen or whatever, like you can do whatever you want. So she goes and she's like saying like she feels all free, and then Viserys comes up and he's like, who do you think you are telling me like what to do? Like, I'm like, you can't like you can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I don't know, shaking her or something. She pushes him away, and then she could tell that he's like really 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 mad. And before he gets to do anything, some like one of Drogo's like guys, I think it was the Blood Rider, yeah, they like get like some whip thing and like grab him by the neck with the whip and yank him down. I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
And then like her maids or whatever, they're like translating between the Blood Rider and her.
Mm-hmm.
And the Blood Rider's like, hey, like we should, like, you want us to kill this guy? And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then she's like
about it too.
Yeah, they're
like, I could kill him, I could maim him, like what do you want?
Literally. And she was like, no, like I don't want anything bad to happen. Even the maid was like, well, we should like chop off his ear or something, teach him a lesson. She was like, nah, but let's make him walk. And so she made him walk like at the end or whatever, because like walking is like the most like embarrassing thing to do, I guess, or something like that. It's like a really bad, like,
Their whole society is built around horses.
yeah.
So the idea that they have to walk and everybody else is on a horse, like that's terrible.
Yeah, and he was, sulking. Viserys was like sulking. He was like, man, like, I'm assuming he's thinking like, I gotta kill this girl because like she's making me walk. Like, you serious?
Right.
But I was so happy that she did that though. Like, finally she's standing up to him, and she even said, she was like, he's always been. She didn't say pathetic, but like, and like basically she was being like, he's always been like pathetic, and I don't know why I was like scared of him in the beginning.
Right.
But yeah, like, what a queen. Anyway, so then I think like after that, not too much happened. She would talk to Mormont a little bit more. He didn't say much. They were talking about like, I forgot what, but I remember he just said that they were talking about something like praying or whatever, and then she asked like, what do you pray for? And Mormont said he prays for home, like he's praying for home. And so I was like, oh, I wonder like what this means, because like his dad is like across like the country or whatever. And I was like, wonder what happened, blah 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 blah. And then they get to like some camp or something.
And just to pause on that,
they're good.
And I brought it up in a previous chapter when we were talking about his father, who's the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Why is one guy on another continent, and then why is the dad at the Night's Watch? Usually something has to kind of go sideways for you to be at the Night's Watch. Now he's praying, like his main prayer is for home. So yeah, there's another layer to that story. So it's good that you're kind of aware of that.
Yeah. And then she's in like some, I don't know, I don't want to say tent, but for lack of a better word, tent. And she like mentions the dragon eggs. Those things are not stones. Like, she was like, oh,
she mentioned the rocks.
They're dragon eggs, Dad. Like, she was like, oh, they're just stones. They're just stones. But they're warm to the touch. Oh, they were, bathed in the sunlight. No, bro. Like, they're alive. They're alive. And then she also said there's one stone that was like, I think it was like black or something. And in her dream, like the dragon that was like scourging her was like similar.
That means nothing. It means nothing.
Sure. It means everything. Like, there's no way that doesn't mean anything. And then she does like take the bath. Yeah, it's like really hot, but I didn't like. I mean, before you said anything, I wasn't thinking of anything of it. And then, Drago comes back that night, and they actually like have sex outside, which I guess is normal for them, but it was like, it's weird.
Right. Yeah.
And then that like maybe like I don't know when, but she's pregnant, Dad. She's pregnant. She's pregnant at 14.
How did she find out? Wasn't it one of her?
Yeah, it was like one. Mm-hmm, she like touched her stomach. She was like, "Oh, you're bearing a child," and she was like, "I know." What? No more reaction. Like, what? Anyway, that's crazy. And she said it's like my name day, 14 or something. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, like, she just turned 14, which means like she can up
to 13 and. Yeah, honestly, like I feel like a lot happened in that chapter. And I also feel like a lot of time has passed in that chapter. Sometimes an entire chapter is a single conversation in a room. This chapter, it seems to maybe span months of her healing for riding the horse so long. And then obviously things are drastically different between her and Viserys. That can't be getting any better. They also mentioned, you kind of talked about it, where I think she's talking to Jorah, and they're saying something about the army, like, oh, when is he going to get his army? And they're like, listen, even if he had an army, he can't
be king.
Right. Like, and then she's like, I always knew that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Next chapter, we have Bran IV. I feel like we previously had a Bran chapter where he had already woke up, right? So this isn't his first one from like, or is this the first chapter that we've had?
This is like
barely.
He's like the last Bran chapter. It was like the dream, and then he woke up at the end, and that's when he named his dog.
Okay, so this is him finally being
like woken up. Yeah, which was really sad.
Everybody's doing so great. Danny's having a great life. Bran.
So he's 8 now, and He is like sitting by the window and he's like watching Rickon
Yeah.
like play with the wolves or whatever, and like he's obviously like salty. He's like I wish I could do that. Like I wish I can, run around with them and like climb again and blah 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 blah. And then Nan is watching him and she's like, "Oh, you want me to tell you another story?" And he's like, "No, I don't want another story."
Poor
Like
Nan.
all you've been telling me is stories. And actually we get a bit of Nan's background. Like she's like really, really, really old. And how I think she had a son named Brandon or something, but he's like dead. Everybody like that she's known, like that's related to her, is dead. Besides one guy, I don't know how, it's like the stable guy or something. His name Hodor. I don't know how you said it, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, of course. You were about to say it right, Hodor.
Hodor. Okay, yeah, and all he says is Hodor. Like
yeah.
that's his only saying. That's not even his name, actually. It's something else.
Did they say what his name is?
Yeah, they did. I didn't write it. Well, no, I didn't write it down. Okay. Is that important?
You could go back and read it if they mention it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we got old Nan, oldest lady in Winterfell.
Yeah.
Hodor. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Good.
And so he's feeling really abandoned because his mom's not there, John's not there, his dad's not there, and then Rob is currently like really stepping up, as he mentions him as like Lord Rob or something like that, because he's like, he doesn't feel like his brother. He doesn't like smile all the time. He carries this like sword, and he's like, when he refers to him, he always refers to him as like Lord Rob. He's like, oh, he's acting like Lord Rob right now and not Rob.
Yeah.
Brandon, Ned's brother, was mentioned on how he was killed. He was killed by the Mad King, but that was all that was mentioned because Bran doesn't like know anything.
Okay. What more details to come on that?
Yeah, I hope soon because I want to know. But yeah, and then he's just like upset, blah blah blah, and then Nan starts telling the story. Because like afterwards he's like, I don't want to hear any story. Like I only like the stories that are like scary and spooky or whatever. She's like, oh, you want to hear a spooky one? So then she starts telling this like scary story, but I didn't think. No, are you serious?
Well, it's not like so important where the next chapter is not going to make sense or anything.
Okay.
But the story that she's telling, like I want to read that book. Like I want George R. R. Martin to like write an entire series on that.
Bro, I was confused
on it. So she's essentially telling the last time the White Walkers invaded the world. So
okay.
like the whites coming up, she was telling about the long winter that lasted an entire generation.
Yeah.
The whites from the north, they were, raping, or not raping, but just pillaging, the entire thing, killing women and children. And then she's like, then these 12 people, they got together, and this guy. And then she's like getting right to the climax, and then Maester Luwin like interrupts.
Yeah, okay, damn it. I was like really confused because she just kept going on, and I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. I'm gonna be honest. So I was like,
before we do these, I read like the little synopsis, and I was like rereading the story. I was like, oh yeah, what happened? Oh, this is so great. And then it's like, and then Maester Luwin interrupts. I'm like, Maester.
Yeah, damn. Okay. I was gonna say something. Oh, didn't she mention something about like the only thing I remember was like the children of the forest or something like that, because like Bran mentions it later.
Yes.
But yeah, okay. So then yeah.
I'll give you a little bit of background there. So I think it's like 8,000 years ago. They in Westeros, and I might get some of these details wrong. They have the first men. It's like the humans that were alive 8,000 years ago. They call them the first men. They lived with the children of the forest. And then the Andals and the Rhoynar, two different types of men, I guess, humans, I don't know. They ultimately came over, and then the three of them essentially started living together. Those three different groups of people. So when they say King Robert, King of the Andals, the first men, and the Rhoynar, they're listing like the heritage of the first people that kind of settled in that land. But the children of the forest are, much smaller. They're human-like, but not really a human. So
okay, yeah. Do they have anything to do with the trees? Because I swear someone said that like their faces are the trees.
I don't think their faces are the trees. There's faces in the weirwood trees, and I want to
Mm.
say that the children of the forest are like intraconnected to the weirwoods. Like it's part of their essence. It's part of their being, part of their whatever. And then I'm not sure if it was the first men started cutting them down. So then
Oh,
there was like this huge conflict, and then they ultimately solved it. But that's like old history. That doesn't mean too much, but just know that they're like a magical type humanoid thing from the past.
okay, cool. Well, yes. So she was telling that story, and then what's his face comes in because Tyrion is here, and so Tyrion like requested to see Bran. So, oh my gosh, Hodor,
Hodor.
Hodor. Okay, he like carries Bran down, and he sits him down on like one of the thrones or something, which Rob's there too. And it's like Bran gets there and he like notices like there's like some tension there. I don't. At first, I was like, I don't know why Rob doesn't like Tyrion, but I'm assuming it's just because he's a Lannister.
Well, the last thing that Catelyn did before she left is she had the meeting with Rob and that little council of people, and it was like
Oh,
Tyrion tried to kill Bran. So Ron, she thinks that it was Tyrion's knife.
yeah, but like she said, she didn't tell Rob that though. She doesn't know. Oh my God, she didn't know it was Tyrion's knife until she went to King's
Oh,
Landing
that's
and
right. That's
Littlefinger
right.
told her. But I think
Oh,
Rob
yeah,
would
yeah,
still
yeah.
dislike Lannister because Lannister's like brother and sister
Okay.
like were well yeah, because like I'm assuming Rob would think that like he probably is involved. Tyrion's probably involved with the
Right.
whole Bran thing because the Queen and Jamie are
Right. No,
you
I
know
think you've got it 100% right. Because honestly, I was thinking, like, if he thought Tyrion did it, why is he just sitting with the sword across his lap? Why isn't he, arresting him or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, you have it correct there.
Yeah. So yeah, there's tension, blah blah blah. It's mentioned that Bran does not remember his fall, so he doesn't know anything. But he's had I know, but he like later on he like has a dream about like him climbing or whatever and like the like ghouls or whatever.
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles, yeah, like acting like Jamie and the Queen, which I thought that was pretty sad because that sounds like a trippy nightmare. But
Better than reality.
but I get that's true. So then Rob's like, hey, like Tyrion, why are you here? Tyrion's like, oh, what do you say? I think he said something like, I have it like, not a gift, but he just was basically saying, I have a message for Bran.
Yeah.
Because John wanted me to like give, Bran a message. And he said that he like has like a saddle
Mhm.
idea or something made for, that made me so happy. And Bran was like, is this for real? Like, are you lying to me? Um, and he was like, no, like, trust me, like once you get on the saddle, you'll be tall as everybody else. um, let's see. And then I think that was it. Oh, okay. The the freaking wolves came in and were like growling and like really mad at Tyrion. Why?
Okay.
Because like they weren't mad at anybody else.
So there are like some deep theories about this, and nothing that I can really. I'm trying to think of if it would be any kind of spoilers to tell you about these theories. There's some people that think Tyrion has some kind of dragon connection. You'll later find out that Tyrion has always been obsessed with dragons. He has like
No,
this
yeah, I've known
love
that.
for
Yeah.
it. And then Tyrion's eyes are mismatched.
Hmm.
Like they're different colors. So some people like have gone into, you know what a chimera is? If you like Google search chimera, it's like when two different species like kind of meld into one being or something like that. It's really
Okay.
crazy. So
Hmm.
they're like his mismatched eyes are saying that he has this different DNA and he's actually part dragon or something like that. So I don't think that's the case. I'm open to it. I don't think that's the case. I think that there's a little bit more of a normal explanation that you haven't quite discovered yet. You've talked the little pieces about it, but I want you to kind of discover it, and then I'll confirm it, and I'll mention this conversation when you ultimately do figure it out. And,
Can
and the
you
book,
tell me? Can you tell me the little pieces? Like what?
No, because then it will just confirm what you were thinking.
Damn it.
And it's not a huge mystery. It's something that you will learn in this book. Like you won't have to witness the later books. But
At the end of the book, or like the middle, or like when?
I don't know. Probably the middle.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well.
But it's cool that you noticed that because other people have really noticed how the wolves do not like Tyrion.
Yeah, and I was like, I mean, like John's wolf is okay with him but I think it's just because like John like constantly is like talking to him, so I'm assuming like maybe okay, all right, bro. Well, like, okay, well, I said like John's wolf is like connected to him, like in. No way, no way. I'm cooking right now, bro. Did I write this book? Did I write this book? That's crazy. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that there.
All right, so I do. There's some, I'll just say there's some kind of connection between them and their wolves, and I do think that plays out because right now, Robb has this strong animosity. So whatever connection he has to Grey Wind is feeling that animosity. Bran even notices like, hey, something's not right. Why is there tension with Tyrion? That emotion, I think, is connecting through to the direwolf. So
okay, that makes sense. Did I cook that? Did I cook? That was
so you
so
think
cool.
it's that and not the Tyrion's a half dragon chimera?
I think I'm right.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, that happened. And then after that, Bran goes up, and I think Robb carries him up this time, and then they're like sitting in his like dark room, and I feel so bad for Robb because it like seems like he's like really overwhelmed, and like in this moment, Bran is like, I'm not like talking to Robb the Lord, I'm talking just like Robb. And Robb like starts like crying or something because I think he like feels bad for Bran first of all, because like Bran is like, Robb said something like, we can take and like go on an adventure and like go see John, like we can just like pull up or like surprise him, or we can meet mom halfway and blah blah blah. And then Bran's like, oh, like a real adventure. And then Robb is like, yeah, like a real adventure. Like a real adventure. Yeah.
Google search. I think that there's a famous quote by George R. R. Martin. Excuse me while I just Google search in the middle.
There's also they know that Ben is missing. They like had a dinner with like the Black brothers when Tyrion left because Tyrion was leaving, and then the Black brothers like stayed, and then they were like, yeah, Ben is gone, and then Robb was like, he's not dead. But yeah, I think that was exactly like word for word in that tone too.
Yeah, and Jorn kind of says it like so, like, oh, he's probably dead.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Right in front of his family, and like, oh, you're
right.
He's probably dead.
Like no sympathy or anything, just like, yeah, he's
doesn't Bran say, no, the children of the forest is gonna
yes, that's where he says it, yeah. And then they laugh at him, they're like, oh, okay, kid. Children of the forest. Yeah.
There's a theory, I don't know if it's been proven incorrect, that literally everything that old Nan says is factual. Because she has all these crazy stories, and I think, and we actually learned this whenever George is telling all of these different stories, we'll hear a piece of like rumor that this person hears, but we also read what actually happened. And then it's like, well, no, that didn't happen, but I see how that rumor came to be. There's enough truth in the story that it then gets, like told in a different way. It's almost like the game of telephone. So that's probably like the old man thing, is that there's enough truth in the children of the old forest, enough truth in, the White Walkers come in. But yeah. Okay. The quote, I thought it was by George R. R. Martin, but it's by William Faulkner. And it says, the only thing worth writing about is the human heart in conflict with itself. And that just came to my mind when you were, I thought it got attributed to George R. R. Martin when you're talking about Bran and Robb, and just kind of having that heartfelt, it's like, there's so much going into it because Robb has so much on his plate, but then his brother, and yeah, it's a lot to it.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Backpedaling just a little bit. Cool. Like when you were talking about Nan and like how there's like a theory that like everything she says is factual. I thought that was funny because like Bran said something like, Yeah, she like doesn't like remember like which Brandon she's like talking about or thinking about because like I think she's had three in her life. And
Yeah.
so like when she was like, "Oh yeah, this is your favorite story, Bran." He's like, "No, it's not actually. Like I don't know. This is not my favorite story. That's definitely like other Brandon." But I thought that
Uh-huh.
was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's so many Brands in that family because they keep naming them after, like Bran the Builder. I think she had said, "Let me tell you about Bran the Builder." He's probably the most famous Brandon in the history of like the Stark lineage.
Hmm.
But yeah,
And then there's Bran the Builder, Bran, and then obviously Brandon, the dead one, right? Is
yep.
there another Brandon?
I mean,
I think
there's
that's
definitely
it.
more, but not that we've read about yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bro, I hate like
there's
I
Brandon the
remember.
Shipwright.
Okay. I don't
Yeah,
even. I remember like at the beginning you were telling me like how multiple characters have like the same like first like
yeah.
letter. The stupid like Targaryen kings like there's one that's like Aegon and then there's like one that's Ares or something like that. I always get them mixed up with like who was Dany's dad and who was like the first one. Like I don't remember who's who.
Aegon the Conqueror. Aegon the Conqueror.
Is that the first one?
That was the first one. He's the one that came
Okay.
over 300 years ago and took over. Aegon the Conqueror.
Okay. And then Ares or whatever his name is, that was her dad.
Correct.
That
The Mad King.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Bro.
And his dad? That's all he was known for.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot he was a Mad King, not gonna lie. Okay, cool. All right, unlocked.
All right.
So then
Next we have Ned.
Yes.
So Ned, when he first arrived, last time we were with him, he immediately goes to the small council. We kind of get introductions to then. After the council, he finds out that they're massively in debt. They're going to have this very expensive tournament to honor him, which he absolutely hates. And then Littlefinger escorts him to a brothel to reveal that Catelyn's there. He has a little rendezvous with Catelyn and then ultimately sends her home. But now Ned has the information that Tyrion is the one that sent the person to kill Bran because it was his dagger.
They think.
Right, that's the information. Yeah, doesn't Ned kind of say, let's like gather more information or look for
I think so.
something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But yeah. Actually, okay, when I like first started the chapter, I was like, yeah, they're gonna get down to the money part. Like they're gonna figure out how to get their money. The money was not mentioned. Like, I don't think it was mentioned once. If it was mentioned once, it was like briefly. I was like, how are we gonna pay for this?
Again, why is Ned there?
I know why he's there, but like he has other jobs. Like actually he has a main job. He is the hand now. Like Ned, you have to like do the tournament.
His main job is to find out who killed Jon Arryn.
That's his side job, Dad. Like that's not his main job. So he goes to
I gotta correlate this to a video game. So like let's say
you nerd, bro.
Fallout 4, okay? Fallout 4, you wake up from the frozen thing and you find out that your wife has been killed and your child has been kidnapped, okay? That's the main quest. Now you're going to go out and you're going to get all those other side quests, but the main thing is that, okay? So Ned needs to find out who killed Jon Arryn. That's the main quest.
But the money, okay, so he talks to Pycelle. God damn it. Okay, he talks to Pycelle. All right. So he talks to Pycelle about Jon Arryn. I don't know how I feel about Pycelle because he just seemed a little weird to me, to be honest. I don't know. Because like he was asking questions and he just doesn't seem like about it, you know? Like he's not like really intrigued by his questions. He doesn't really, I don't want to say he doesn't care, but he's almost like, yeah, Jon Arryn's dead. Like he's dead. Let's just, keep it rolling, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get the same vibe.
Yeah. But anyway, so he's asking about Jon Arryn. I can't remember the questions he asked. He asked, like, did he seem off? Like, what was happening in his last few days? Pycelle was like saying, oh, he seemed like any other person that was like gonna die. He mentions that Jon Arryn asked for this one book before he passed. And then he also said that like he was fine for like he was fine one day and then like really like sick the next day. And then he also said that the king like never left his bedside, but also the queen was not like there at all, and she was like she went somewhere with her dad, Tywin Lannister, or to meet her dad, one of the two. But yeah, so then Pycelle was like telling him all this stuff. Oh, and then he randomly mentions his distrust for Varys, that one like powder egg dude or whatever his name. But I don't really know why he said that, because like it was really random, and that's why like I felt like really weird about him. Like he just was like, make sure you like watch out or something. I'm like, what? I'm talking about Jon Arryn right now. Like, why are you mentioning Varys?
Right. No, I completely agree, and I think that Pycelle like shoehorns in his dislike of Varys in this conversation. And if you remember, I was like, why does everybody just hate Varys? Like everybody's just so put off by him. I think he's all right. Like he's not perfect, and you probably want to be a little bit concerned with him, but like everybody, like just level 10 hates the dude.
Yeah.
And it did come out of nowhere. Like he forced that part into the conversation.
It was like he wasn't even on the topic at all. Right. Like not even the council. Like it was so random. That's why I was like, you're weird, man. All
right, couple things so far.
Okay.
And like if we were Ned and we're trying to solve this mystery, the first piece of information is we get from Catelyn that her sister wrote her a secret letter saying that the Lannisters killed him, right? So I don't know if she specifically says Jaime and Cersei.
I think she just said the Lannisters.
The Lannisters. I guess we could assume Jaime, Cersei, and Tyrion. I would assume that those would be the three Lannisters, because I don't think Tywin is physically there.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't think so, because like, yeah, I mean, the queen left to go see Tywin or something, so I'm assuming he's not there.
So that's the other piece of evidence is let's say we're told that possibly Cersei killed him, but Cersei wasn't even physically there. We're told that he's super healthy one day and then super sick the next day. They start talking about poisons. So he was probably poisoned. What you got?
I think that's why Varys was mentioned, because I think Ned says something. One of them said something about women being the one that like poison people or something, and then Varys said something about like spiders, and then or not Varys. Pycelle mentioned something about spiders and poison or whatever, and how that tied to Varys. And right. I think that's how you got.
Yeah, they say poisons is like a woman's way to murder.
Or I don't know how to say that word. It's the
eunuch?
word.
Eunuch.
Oh, that's how. Oh, I'm way off. Okay.
Hey, how are you gonna say it?
Like I thought it was like I don't know.
A eunuch.
I was thinking it was like one syllable. Yeah. Okay.
That's funny. I shouldn't have told you how to say it. Yeah, so he says that it's the murder weapon of women, children, cravens, and eunuchs, and then goes on this little Varys rant. Okay, talked about the book, him being sick, and then he also has like a deathbed, like his last words before he died.
Yeah, he just kept saying Robert, actually. That was like the main thing. And then he also said that he didn't have any like last like, I don't remember if he had any last things, because I think Pycelle was saying like he was really like how to say that word, intangible or something like that. Like you couldn't understand what he was saying.
Oh, unintelligible?
Maybe, one of those words. No, spell it. Okay.
Where's the... Damn it. Where's it at? Okay. His last words. Okay, here we go. So this is, again, from the synopsis. Ned asks if Lord Arryn had any final words.
Eunuch?
Pycelle responds that Jon Arryn called out the name Robert several times, but does not know if he was talking about the king or his son. So Jon Arryn has a son with Lysa, who is Catelyn's sister, and they named him Robert. So he just kept saying Robert, Robert, Robert. His last words were whispered to Lysa Arryn and King Robert. The seed is strong.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Sorry, that was mentioned. I just don't remember.
Any thoughts on that?
I literally don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Like,
okay, fair. All right. So it's a term about like genetics being passed down.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if you were saying you don't know what the phrase means
In the
or
context.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
No, you're good.
No, and that's fine. And at this point, you shouldn't.
Okay.
That should just be a piece of the puzzle that you kind of use to ultimately solve the mystery.
Damn. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, okay.
There'll be more Ned chapters where he continues on this little investigation because that is the main quest. Okay. He's not going to go talk to Peter Baelish about how much money. Actually, they might, but
okay. Cool. Man. See, the one thing, like, I like that we go into everyone's like perspectives, but it's like I want to continue this one right here. So like I want to know what happens next, but then we jump over to someone else, and then it's like.
But just think, when you jump over to someone else, actually, let's see who the next one is. Next one is John. Chances are is that when you're at the end of John, you probably had a similar feeling of like, oh, what's about to happen with John? Not that John's so much at a climax right now, although he did really piss off Ellis Thorne.
I know. I'm still worried about that. Yeah.
And we do get a lot of Ned chapters. Actually, it goes John right back to Ned. So
let's go.
There you go.
All right. Cool.
All right. So let's kind of transition to the prediction portion.
Wait, I'm not done, bro. There was more.
Was there? Oh, my fault.
There was.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So he's done talking to him, and then I forgot how he gets to this point. Oh, someone like says that Littlefinger's like waiting for him, I think, or something like that. And so
shit, I forgot all about
exactly. This I'm glad I wrote it down because I would have forgotten to. I don't know if it's like his like chambers or something, but anyway, so he like meets Littlefinger in some room, and I don't remember the conversation, but basically Littlefinger is like saying like people are watching you, and so he like takes him to this window, and he's like, "You see this guy right here? Yeah, like he's probably keeping an eye on you." And then he points him to like the wall or something, and that guy is pointing to like, I think, his room as well, but it's the queen's guy, and the guy on the floor was the spider's guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he's basically like, if you want to like, I don't know, meet people or something, like it's best if you don't go because they have an eye on you. So you should probably send someone that you really, really trust to have them go. And then when Littlefinger's leaving, he's like, "Thank you. I appreciate like the help you're giving." Like, I forgot, he said something about like, I don't know if I should trust, or I didn't know if I should trust you, or like, I didn't know if it was the right decision to trust you.
I'm sorry for not initially trusting
you. Yeah. And then Littlefinger was like, it was like, that was, you not trust me was like the wisest thing you've done since you like got off your horse. I was like, bro, like, I'm trying to like have good thoughts about you, but you saying that does not help your case. Like, I really want to trust you because you're like, you haven't done anything wrong right now. But you saying that just like doesn't help. Why would he say that, actually? Why would he say that? Because, like, then, like, as Ned, I'm like, well, fuck. Like, why do I want to trust you now?
Yeah, I kind of wish Ned had a reaction to that, because that's a crazy-ass thing to say.
Bro.
Like, well, why, unless... I mean, Littlefinger definitely gives off, like, creepy vibes, or not, like, unserious. Like, you never quite know how to take him, and he's almost a guy that will say something out of shock, and... so maybe Ned just thought like he's just saying crazy, like, okay,
right, again.
Right, yeah. But even still, I thought that it was a crazy enough thing to say that should have, brought up some emotion, and I wish we could have had Ned's reaction to that. But
yeah.
And then also when he points them to those people, I think that there's truth in the sense that everybody has their spies, and that is Vari's main job. Like, he's the master of whispers. That his job is to learn everybody's secrets. So I'm sure he has a ton of spies, and we later find out that everybody has their little spies out. But I almost kind of chuckle at the idea that Littlefinger's like, "Oh, you see that guy? He's the queen's spy." It's probably just some blacksmith that doesn't give a two shits about nothing, and he's like, "Oh, that guy over there, just a baker taking his bread."
Yeah.
So his point, I'm sure, is true, but whether or not he's actually pointing out real people, who knows? I also
Yeah.
wonder when he's like, I don't want you shouldn't go meet them. You should send a trusted advisor. Like, what? How is he purposely trying to get Ned not to do it? I don't know.
Yeah, like what I mean, like I know he's helping Ned out of like, for Caitlyn, but also like he doesn't have to like go out of his way to help him. Like he didn't have to tell him that like people were watching Ned. So like,
Yeah,
why is he even doing this in the first place?
right.
So I don't know. That's how like I don't know how to feel about Littlefinger either.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the end.
Okay. Thank you for making sure we got that in. It is an important. Honestly, it's a very important part. So I'm glad that we got there. All right. So the next one up is Jon 4. As I already kind of mentioned, we left off with Jon. He got the news that Bran is alive. He comes running back down into the dining hall. He's so excited in his euphoric state. He's like, oh, I'm going to help you train in the yard, whatever. Super pissed off. Alistair Thorne, he takes offense because that's his job. He also just doesn't like Jon for lots of reasons.
Anybody.
Honestly, probably hates himself. Yeah, that's so true. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough thing to predict what's going to happen because there's not like an overt decision he has coming up. But what do you see in Jon's short term?
I mean, like, it would be kind of weird if like nothing happened. Well, I guess it wouldn't be weird, but I'm like assuming that something's gonna happen with Alistair because like we've had 2 chapters where we've noticed that he's like angry, and so like I'm assuming like Alistair might be doing something the next chapter that we're gonna hear about him. But also if like that doesn't happen, don't really know what's gonna happen. I mean, Jon made friends with like the little guys or whatever that he, taught. So I think he'll have a better time there. But other than that, I think it's gonna be. I mean,
what about with Benjen? I feel like people are starting to come to the realization that he's probably dead. What's the next move for the Night's Watch?
So I know that Jon said something about like if he doesn't come back in so and so time, like I'm gonna go look for himself. Depending on how much time has passed, I wonder if he's gonna like say like, hey, like I want to go look for my uncle, and if they're gonna say yes or no. I'm assuming they'll say no because they like already need so many hands on the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, or like what if like Ben comes back?
Yeah. Hey.
He could come back. I hope. But yeah. So that's all I have. I don't really have any like major predictions though.
Right. And then after that is Ned. So obviously we just left off with Ned. What comes next? And is he gonna figure out how to make more money to save the realm?
He should actually. That's important, guys. Millions of dollars in debt is insane. But
millions of gold dragons. They don't have dollars.
Okay, like millions of coins, whatever. I think I forgot he had like a plan. He needed to send somebody to someone. I don't remember well, because he needed to talk to somebody, and then that's when like Littlefinger was like, oh, you have people watching you, so like you need to find somebody to go like for you.
Okay, so he found out that 4 of Jon's errands
are
still in King's Landing. They didn't go back with Lysa. And Ned thought that was weird, so he wants to go and not interrogate but question, like, hey, what happened with Jon? Why are you still here? So so he could very well like set up the 4 interviews or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention that, but yes, those people are still like there. Yeah. Okay, so I'm assuming that he's gonna get somebody. I forgot who he said he trusted most, but whoever that was.
Yeah.
I feel like it was someone I knew too.
Is it his steward maybe? Poole, Vayon Poole or something? I forget.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, also I forgot these people that were in Ned's Kingmaker, Maker.
Yeah, there you go. Kingmaker. Yeah.
And then Sir Hugh of the Vale, which that was Jon Arryn's squire.
So he's one of the 4 guys that is stuck around.
Yeah, and Ned was like, that's really weird because like his squire is someone that like does like all the I don't know something. He does all the something.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He does all the something.
Is it like the planning or something, or he knows a lot? Like there's
Well, yeah,
something
I
that
think
he
the
knows.
squire is like your not a personal assistant, but the
Right.
dude that's always around you. Everything
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need,
yeah.
like he'll go get your armor, he'll get your horse ready. Like he's always around. So he would be an important person to interview to be like, hey, what the hell happened to him?
Yeah, okay. So with that information, I think Ned is gonna go interview Sir Hugh of the Vale.
You're the man.
And then
King
after that, I'll
Maekar
go.
is an older Targaryen. I'm sure he has
Oh,
like
okay.
his own histories and important stories, but I think he's like 3 or 4 generations back. So
Okay.
Danny is great 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 grandpa or something like that.
Okay, cool, cool,
Maybe.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. But yeah, I mean, that's all I'll know for now. But yeah.
Okay. And then Catalin. So
Uh,
she just got sent back. She's just traveling. That's all. She's got all of her kids like on the brink of disaster, and she just
bro, yeah.
going on trips.
Right. Um, I depending on how far we are into Catelyn's chapter, maybe she'll get to see Bran. I hope just for Bran's sake, because Bran was like, he's feeling really abandoned. So like seeing his mom might help. Um, yeah, I don't really know what she's gonna do. Like she's, back in Winterfell or whatever. Does she just like pick up the roles of the queen? But I don't even know what she did in the first place. So, like she wasn't really doing anything anyway. So oh, help Rob out. She needs to help Rob out. Oh my gosh, she needs to help Rob out so bad. I feel so bad for him. Um, yeah.
So your prediction is that she'll get home, help Rob, and everything will be better.
Okay.
Is that the
So
type
when
of
you put
story
it
we're
like
reading?
that, it sounds like I'm five.
She's gonna be Rickon's mom, and
Like I just don't know what like she can do from Winterfell. Like if she wants to help out with like, the problems that are not in Winterfell.
honestly, I would give the exact same prediction. Like I'm
Yeah.
teasing you, but
No, no, yeah. No.
like I know what happens next, so I'm just very, it's just fun to hear these really wrong predictions. But what's about to happen, you would have no way to guess it. So it is
Or
what
like
it
Google
is.
it up and like say word for word what's gonna happen. But yeah. Also, okay, I think sorry, backpedaling a lot to Ned. Didn't I think he had an interaction with Arya too that I forgot to mention. He saw her like in the stairway, I think,
Oh
and
yeah,
she
and
was like trying to
she's like
like
on one.
balance. Yeah. And she's like, I'm something about the water and like water dance or whatever. And he's like, okay, like which toe are you supposed to balance on? She's like, all of them. um and then something happened, and then uh she said something about like the future and like what she would do, I think. And then he was like, oh yeah, you're gonna marry this guy, and then you're gonna be a queen, and you're gonna have like, you know, kids that like rule or do this and this and this. And then she's like, no, that's not what I want to do. And he was like, okay. And then he, kissed her and then went away.
At
But
this
yeah.
point, I almost feel like Arya has found her thing. And that even with like how shitty everything is, like her brother just is crippled. She had to move across. She's not around her mom. Like her dad's super busy, but like she seems good.
No, that's what I'm saying. Which I predicted, right? I remember when I was like, yeah, like Ari's gonna like well, I said she would find people, which she hasn't, but like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But like, yeah,
There will
like
be other
she
opportunities here.
exactly, which I'm so glad she found her thing. Like, that's so good. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that was it.
All right. This doesn't have to be too big, but we're now 1/3 the way through the book. What's like big picture? You don't have to go too much into details, but how is this book going to get wrapped up?
Bro, I don't know, because what do you mean there's like four other books? Like obviously you can't get wrapped up that well if there's four other ones.
That's true.
Um okay, so if the main problem is the White Walkers or whatever they're called,
Okay.
right?
All right. Better stay focused on the main quest.
And not the money or whatever, but like that is important. Um okay, I don't know, because like if that gets wrapped up in this book, like what are the other four ones about?
That's fair. That's fair.
unless there's like 4 other separate issues that happen in those ones, which would be insane.
The Blue Walkers are next. No.
Imagine. Man, I don't know. I feel like at some point in this book, I think there will be an interaction with the White Walkers, but I don't know how big that's going to be. Like, I can't imagine like there's going to be like a huge war in this book, unless there is. But I don't think so. I hope not. I don't know.
The next book, I'm pretty sure, is called A Storm of Swords.
Okay, there's no war, but I bet it's leading up to this, leading up to that one. Like, it's gonna end like on a cliffhanger, and then like the next one is like gonna be like the war. Like, I bet it's like, and then their swords clash, and then this one is their swords are still clashing.
Don't be a writer.
What do you mean?
And then the swords clash. The end.
But also like I still think Robert's gonna die. Okay. And I'm curious if that's gonna happen in this one. Okay, I don't want him to die, but like if he does die, which I think he is, I hope it happens in this one. I just wanted to I need more. Like, if it's gonna happen, like, tell me now. Like, if he dies, just tell me now, you know? So if he does die, I hope it happens in this book. I mean, he's not that good of a king anyway, but then who becomes king?
That's the question.
Bro, if it's Jaime, I'm gonna be upset. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, we'll end on this.
Yeah.
Who do you want to be the king or to rule if Robert were to pass? And then who do you think it'll be?
As much as he won't like it, I would want it to be Ned. He's the only one that like seems fit, and I like him. Everyone else kind of sucks king wise. I would assume it would be Jaime, which would be very, very, very unfortunate.
Why do you think it would be Jaime?
I don't know, actually. Well, because that's the queen. Okay, maybe it wouldn't be Jaime. That's the queen's brother, so it was just like, like related. So like they would. Okay, but who else would it be? Hold on. Let me think before you answer. I know Robert has a son, right? But like but they're young, aren't they?
One's older than Sansa, like almost younger than Rob. I think he's like 14, 15. That's Joffrey. He's the one that was, Joffrey.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that kid. Wait, I think he would be king, wouldn't he? Because he's like the son. That's so. Wait, I literally talked about this too. I was thinking like, oh yeah, if Robert dies, like Joffrey would be the king, and then like his mom would be like in his ear whispering some bad things and telling him what to do. Darn it, that's so much worse than Jaime.
Yeah, I'll tell you that Jaime's not in a position like.
That doesn't even make sense. Yeah,
guard. He's not really in the line of anything there. So, so Joffrey is the heir. And then there's another brother named Tommen, and then there's also a daughter named Marcella.
Yeah, man, I forget about this kid all the time. Okay, yeah.
So does Robert. Robert went out and got some milk, bro. That dude hasn't been back in.
Yikes! Yeah. Oh man, Joffrey as king would suck so bad. That I don't like him. He's so annoying. Yeah. Okay. Well, that would suck. Man, I was just hoping
we got nothing.
Bro, he's literally dying. I can already see it. But now I wish I didn't say that. I hope he dies in this book, because then that means that Joffrey is gonna become king in this book. Well, fingers crossed he doesn't die for a couple more chapters, I guess.
A couple more chapters.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, we'll go ahead and end it there. Talk to you guys later.